Hi guys, so are you? I'm Robin. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This little world right here is Man for Himself. If you like men's hair product reviews, grooming, skincare, fragrance, and videos like this, then this channel is for you. Please do press subscribe right now. It is getting hot in London. I've got my pins out and I'm very, very warm. And like this weekend just passed was the first one that I felt like we were really entering summer. And fine, things might be a bit different. We're not doing our usual sort of big sort of parties with friends and bits like that. But there is still stuff we can do. And I think fragrance is actually a really great way of moving into a new season. And I am someone that will wear a fragrance all year round. If I like it, I'm gonna wear it in winter, I'm gonna wear it in summer, I'm gonna wear it on the beach. I mean, I do go that far. But it's also really nice to kind of have these fragrances that do fit into these warmer months. So I pulled 5 fragrances and I've really made a point in this one of, this is not a definitive list. This is not the only 5, the top 5, the best 5. These are just 5 really great fragrances. And I've got them across all budgets, starting from the lowest at £40 up to one which is the upper end of £100, 170, I'm pretty sure. But these are all on manforhimself.com with more fragrances, so you can check them out. Right, I'm gonna go, let's start with the most accessible in terms of price. And although this one is cheaper, it's certainly not a cheap or budget fragrance. It smells amazing. This is Ted Baker Copper. Now, Ted Baker is a British fashion brand, really known for its sort of bright prints and florals, but actually their grooming products are really great. And the fragrances, I think, are solid. I first smelled these, it must have been about 3 or 4 years ago. They've got these travel tonics, which are slightly smaller ones, but they've got a gold, a silver, and a bronze. The gold is my favorite, but sorry, not bronze, but the copper one I think is the most sort of summertime. These look really great. They've got them in these little jackets, and the fragrances, it's an eau de toilette. Starts at £39, it's on Feel Unique, will be linked in there, and £40 on their site. But I just think these are, if you want a fragrance that delivers, and you want something that smells really very summery, there's bergamot in this, a sort of standard thing for summer, bergamot. But there's also grapefruit in it, and I love grapefruit. I've got another grapefruit fragrance coming up. I love grapefruit because I think it's far more lively in terms of a citrus fruit, and it tends to be a bit sharper, so it almost like keeps you on your toes in terms of a fragrance. It's also got pepper in it, which is beautiful, musk and vanilla. It's really easy to wear, it's really warming, and I just think for £40, I think it's a total bargain. There's a fly that's joined us in here. I hope you're enjoying the scents, Mr. Fly. Ooh. Right, moving swiftly on. Let's shoot up the price point. This is Thameen, or Thameen. This is a 50ml and it's £110 for 50ml. This is Thameen Green Pearl. Now, this takes inspiration from the green pearl. I can't say it in Chinese. I'm really sorry if you're Chinese, then write it down there how to say it. But basically it's like the most expensive, the most sought after pearl, which actually is glow in the dark. Glow in the dark. It's probably not the most factually correct way of saying it, but it glows and it's beautiful. And they say that if you touch this green pearl, you're going to be brought health, prosperity, just like all the good things in the world that we all want and all love. But this also just smells amazing. Now, I actually didn't know about Thameen or Thameen until last year, but it is a British brand. It's a British brand which is stocked in boutiques around the world. It's also in Selfridges here, it's also in Harrods, and they tend to do a sort of Harrods exclusive, but this one is readily available and it's readily pricey. £110, 50ml. The bottles are gorgeous. Like, they look absolutely beautiful. And when I first received this, and I've got a few other ones from them, I did think, oh, come on, like it can't be that good. £110 for a fragrance. It is beautiful. It is so beautiful. The key thing in this for me is in the top notes. It's got the usual mandarin, bergamot, all those citruses, but it's got apple. Now, apple in fragrances I love because it gives it more of like a crisp, juicy bite. Something to really get your teeth into. But there's also tea, pepper, musk, oak moss, tonka, so a slight sweetness into the base. And in terms of performance, you'd hope that it performs, you'd hope that it would last, and it does. That fly is really annoying me. You can't hear it, but I certainly can. You need to do one, mate. You're not welcome in here. But it is beautiful. It is so beautiful. And Thameen is another brand that I do want to kind of explore on this channel because the other fragrances I smelled from I think are amazing. So that is that one. She's a pricey one. Let's go for, right, okay, here we go. Paul Gaultier. I think a lot of you might be surprised that I put this one up. This is Paul Gaultier Le Male Extreme Eau de Parfum. Now, I've put this in here because the original Le Male is such a classic, and it was one of the first designer fragrances that I owned. I got it when I was 14, and I might have even been younger. And I remember just like being so taken back by it, absolutely loving it. And then this one, the Eau de Parfum Intense, really just builds on the success that they had from that first launch and created something which I think is actually just a little bit more mature. The bottle is like beautiful. They always do such a great job with this. And I think it smells great. You've got your usual suspect of bergamot in there, but there's also cardamom. Now, cardamom is quite a cooling spice. So it's something which is less sort of chilly heat. That fly needs to... Get out! Praise be. It's gone. Anyway, as I was saying, bergamot, cardamom, really cooling spice. There's also cinnamon in this. So it really does pick up on those spices. So although there is the citrus of the bergamot, I do find that compared to these other ones, this is definitely one that could sort of ease you into that evening. I also think that when you do have some of the spices, it adds a sort of like sexy dimension to it. I think just gives it something a little bit more playful and dark, if you get my drift. And then with amberwood and vanilla in the base, you do have this beautiful, soft grounding to it. I also think that for the price point on this, around about £75 for 100 mils, again, I'll link it. I just think it's great. And again, if you're a guy that wants a sort of designer fragrance, but you want something that is accessible, and I think really like unusual compared to a lot of the more mass market fragrances, then this is good. This is, it's not a new launch for Molton Brown, but it's a new launch in Eau de Parfum, and this is Vetiver and Grapefruit. I said to you before that I love Grapefruit in these sort of summer fragrances, just because I think it's got more energy to it, with the Grapefruit being slightly more lively, slightly more sharp. Do not come back, please, stay out. You do have the earthiness of the Vetiver, and then just something which is, like, as I said, playful. I've worn this a lot over the past couple of weeks, and I've really enjoyed wearing it. I found that performance has been good. It's not great, but it's certainly good. Also, Molton Brown, quite often, and I know they do, they've got a shower gel that goes with this. So you can do that really great thing of layering your fragrance. So you can shower with the same thing in the morning, put it on, it's gonna last longer, and it really sort of does work really well with your body. Into summer, you know, it's hotter, so stuff tends to evaporate a lot faster off the skin. So if you can go for a parfum or an eau de parfum, you should get a longer performance in it. This, I also think, is quite young. It's young, but it's still got something which I think is for a guy that wants to make a statement, but doesn't want to be screaming in someone's face. As well as the grapefruit, there's also mandarin, there's black pepper, there's nutmeg in there, there's cardamom. So again, it has a slight spiciness to it, but it's the grapefruit that really does sort of sing out. Compared to, what else do we have? The grapefruit in this is a lot lighter, and I would say easier to wear. This is more lively, it's more playful, it's sharper, and then sort of with the spiciness, this is the sort of the spiciest out of this lot. Now, I wanted to put in something which really sort of mixes it up. I am so conscious that whenever you see these sort of summer lists, you're really caught in stuff which is just so obvious. And it's so obvious. I'm not putting that in my list. No. But I did want to put something which is for a guy that wants something a little different, a little bit more statement, a little bit more evening, a little bit more Penhaligon's Halfeti leather. This actually was in, it was in my autumn winter, but I kept this on the fragrance podium and I'm still wearing a lot of it. I've got two of these actually, one in the office and one here. I just think this is a gorgeous fragrance. And when I first sort of saw it, I thought it was maybe more skewing towards the female nose. Don't gender fragrances, Robin, but in marketing they tend to do that. But actually, this is so great. And what makes this so great is that leather. Now, not all leathers are created equally. You can get a leather fragrance which can feel quite hard, and it can feel like it jars a bit. And I sometimes think that works really well, especially if you're sort of younger guy, your sort of style is a little bit more like rugged. But then you also get these gorgeous leather scents, which are so soft and so rounded, and then the way that they've really sort of been fused with those other notes just adds weight, it adds gravitas, and I think it adds something which is totally premium. And that's what you're getting here, because you've got that bergamot on the top, so there is the citrus punch of the opening, but what you're left on the skin is definitely that leather. And it's not just leather that's in the base, there's also oud and there's patchouli. So oud, patchouli and leather, you're literally taking like 3 of like the darkest, most kind of like luxurious, earthy tones and just sticking them all together. And that's why I think this one has such a seductive, sexy, get your nose in, have a nuzzle out on the grass. Really selling something in there. But you get the idea. I absolutely love it. And I think this suits guys, I think this suits women, I think this suits whoever you want to be and whatever you want to be. It's just such a gorgeous fragrance. And as I say, you know, I wanted to give you something which was maybe a little different from the usual summer fragrances you get. And as I was going through these fragrances, I actually found so many, and I put them out here, and I was like, oh, I love this. I want to put this one in. So I might do another sort of summer fragrance video. You can let me know, and kind of maybe just have a little bit more of a journey. We can maybe do stuff which is really light and bright. We could do some of these more sort of alternative ones, which might be slightly darker, but great for those sort of summer evenings. Maybe look at something smoky, something spicy, because I love doing fragrance videos, because I find them such a departure from life. It really does like take you off. And in times where stuff just feels a little bit frantic in the world, fragrance is a good escape. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching. These are all linked down below in the description. Also, there are so many on manfromself.com. If you are a fragrance fan, or you just want to get into fragrance, or you just want a bit of help finding something, then head there. It'll be linked in the cards already up there, so you can go and check it out. Also, if you're a hair fan, the hairstyle directory is there. If you're still new to this, still wondering who I am, then hi, I'm still Robin. This is Man From Self. Please do press subscribe right now. It is there. There's also more video suggestions down there. A link to the fragrance pages there. Instagram is up there. But until my next new video, bye-bye.